So here I am, I'm 250 metres of water, and this is the show I'm finding. I've opted for the mustard rip roller. This is a 250 gram jig. We're on. We are on, and it's a good fish. Oh! First drop! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! You are dead set kidding. And that only means one thing, it is pizza night. So you heard correctly, we are cooking pizza.
That'll do, that'll do. Absolutely unreal.
G'day guys, and welcome to another Sammy Hitzke fishing adventure. I am on my Han solo today, but that's not going to stop me. I'm currently in 250 metres of water by myself, and the weather isn't as good as I thought it would be. I thought it would be a bit of a glass out this afternoon, but yeah, it's not that yet. Fingers crossed it drops off, because it's a bit bumpy, it's a bit annoying. The plan of attack today is some deep jigging, some deep dropping. You guys would have seen I've been pretty into the deep stuff lately. Last trip was good, we got some great bar cod, but none of them on a jig, and I would really like to change that today. Even more so because Shauno's not here. So if he's not here, that means he can't catch anything. So if I can pull a big bar cod, that would be absolutely an unreal way to make him jealous. Yeah, look, I haven't got any marks. I'm just pretty well flying by the seat of my pants out here. I'm going to do some sounding around, try and find some life. I have found a bit of life on the sounder now, but it's sitting a little way up off the bottom, so not exactly sure what it might be. I might have a little drop on it just to check it out. Kind of looks like kingfish or just bait. There's no real red return. I'll show you all this later. I don't know why I'm talking about it in the intro. But yes, moral of the story is I've got the jigging gear. I've got a fresh spool of braid. I've got the whole afternoon ahead of me. Had a bit of a sleep in this morning. Thought I waited for the wind to die down. Hasn't done that just yet. That's about lunchtime, so plenty of time to make some magic happen. Thanks very much for tuning in. Hope you enjoy the episode, and fingers crossed we get stuck into some great fish. The mythical bar cod on a jig. Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice? Alright guys, well, I'm not going to catch them with me jig up here. I reckon it's time for the first drop. This may prove risky. I haven't got my head cam set up or anything. Just doing a test drop. I just want to see which way the current's going and how bad the current is, so I can kind of fit my jig selection around that. Currently have a 250 gram on in 250 metres, so I could go a bit heavier. But if there's no need, there's no need. We'll just do a quick drop now, get the general gist of what's going on and go from there. Well, the good thing is there's bugger all current. I can get to the bottom, I can jig it, free spool, and get back to the bottom really easily, so that's good. Bad thing is the show of fish that I saw that I thought I might just have a quick drop into. It's not there. I missed them by a heap. That's alright, it's only 250 metres back up. Righto guys, you often ask for the sounder shots, so here I am, I'm 250 metres of water, and this is the show I'm finding. So I'm zoomed right in on the bottom, we're in 250 metres, and that show goes up to 220, so it's 30 metres, but they're all sitting off the bottom, which is generally not what you probably want to see if you're targeting bar cod. Keep in mind, I haven't done a great deal of this deep dropping stuff, so I have no idea. If I saw that in like 100, 150 metres, I'd say they were kingfish, so they may well be kingfish, I'm not sure. I'm going to drop a jig down into them and see if I can get a hook up anyway, but yeah, it's life, but it's not on the bottom. If all that was sitting right hard on the bottom, I'd be a lot more excited, but hey, may as well have a cheeky little drop on it anyway and just see what is up. I've opted for the mustard rip roller. This is a 250 gram jig. They come pre-rigged with the assist hooks, so you don't really even need to do anything. They're solid assist hooks too, so you don't need to upgrade them. The reason I've chose this jig is it gets to the bottom quickly. It's quite a hydrodynamic shape, so it sinks nice and quick, which is what you want, but it's also weighted heavily on one side, so you can still flick it and it'll still flutter. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. And it's not too bad to wind up either. Some of the bigger, kind of fatter, wider jigs, they actually flap around on the way up. They can spin up your line, which is no good, but it also fights you. So it's like pulling in a diving or a diver from 200 meters. It kind of fights against you, which you don't want. While the weather's a bit not great, I thought I'd make it easy for myself and go with the old rip roller. We're on. We are on, and it's a good fish. That was right on the bottom, like second jig. This fish has got a bit of weight to it. Ooh, bit of a kick there. Oh, look at that. That was literally 2 pitches off the bottom. I got no idea what this is, but I just want those hooks to stay in. It's got a bit of a bump to it, so every now and again it gives a bit of a kick. Please be a cod. Please be a cod. Oh, yeah, it's having a go. I don't want to call it early, so I have absolutely no idea what this is going to be. But it doesn't feel like a ball sack. Now I know that will upset a fair few people. The ball sack's had a lot of fans, but they just don't eat. They just don't eat well. I'm hoping whatever this is does. There's the knot. Oh! Oh! First drop! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! You are dead set kidding. First drop. And ladies and gentlemen, that is a barcod on a jig. Shauno, mate, I wish you were here, but you're not. Sorry, champion. I did it first. I was not expecting that to happen first drop. I'll tell you what, there is something to be said about just getting out there and giving it a red hot crack. Don't wait for someone to give you all the answers, just go out and have a go. Because I'll tell you what, sometimes, and it doesn't happen every time, but sometimes, just sometimes, you get lucky. That is so cool. That is a nice barcod. That's about probably around the same size that we caught the other day. It's a really nice fish. Absolutely stoked. The rip roller, oh, pinned him, oh, net, pinned him right in the lip there. So he's just come along and absolutely munched it. That big hook, you saw in a couple of the other videos, my light assist hooks were not cutting the mustard at all. These rip rollers, they come pre-rigged with decent assists, so you don't even have to change anything. You just tie them straight on. I just tie a swivel on, as you can see there, and just thread it straight onto the ring. But guys, it is now 12:30. Oh, sorry, 1:30, and that is a win. You could almost go home. I'm not going to though, because I'm going to catch another one. But I'll tell you what, I am dead set stoked. It does not get any better than that first drop. and we've had a bit of success. Sorry, I keep on looking at the sounder. There's a bit of life coming through there. I'm gonna have to go for another drop, but obviously gotta put this guy out of his misery. Brain spike, bleed, straight on the ice. First drop success. Hashtag no donuts. I don't care. Oh, I do care what happens for the rest of the arvo, but I am absolutely stoked, guys. I am stoked. Yes! Sorry, Sean. Sean's out on a trip right now, doing some four-wheel driving. He loves four-wheel driving, but he doesn't like missing out on fishing trips. Sorry, mate. Yes! And after you bleed him, straight on the ice. Look at that. You ripper. Might put him at the bottom actually. Get him nice and cold quickly. Oh, I'm so stoked. They are so good eating. And that was first drop. And if this weather gets better, oh, we might be in for an arvo. That's not even a great show. It's just the first bit of life I saw. I think I got absolutely lucky then, but you got to be in it to win it. Time for drop number 2. Now, one thing I've changed from last trip is I've got the 80 pound here, but I've only got about 1.5 meters of it. And that goes to a double uni knot there, and then I have 40 pound leader on top of that. Now you would have seen last trip I brand new spool of braid, lost 200 meters straight up, and yeah, I don't want to do that again. That wasn't fun at all. So this time, if I snag up, the 40 pound should break at either that 80 pound knot or at the FG. Obviously PE2, it's rated about 35 to 40 pound. So that should be the strongest part, and it should break down there. Fingers crossed anyway. That sucked. Now, I often get you guys chasing information about the outfit I'm using. The one I'm using today is the Shimano Oshia Jigger 2000 NR HG. I don't know what the NR stands for. I'm pretty sure it stands for narrow, so the spool is narrow. And HG is high gear, so it's nice and fast. Pretty sure this one is 113 centimeters of line per handle crank, which when you're in 250 meters is a lot better than 80 centimeters, I can guarantee you that. And the rod is a Bone Ocean Thug slow jigging rod. It is the Power 3 model. So this one here is rated from 400 to 555 gram jigs. So it's pretty well specially made for this deep water style of fishing. It's got plenty of guts, even with a 250 gram jig. It's still got a nice light tip that you can work your jig properly, but it's got that power, that down low power that you can actually get stuck into a fish that's trying to go home. I haven't been reefed on this yet. I haven't had something take me back down. I've had plenty of fish straight and hooks, but yeah, I haven't maxed this rod out yet. So look, I'd love to hook into something that really gives us a run for its money, but at the moment I'm not complaining. First serious drop, and we got a barcode. How good is that? Oh, I'm pretty keen for no more wind. It is meant to drop out this afternoon. It's meant to get down to 5 knots, so it's definitely not 5 knots now, but the main thing is that there's no current. If there's wind and current, you're pretty well screwed. Do what I did last time. That was pretty well just a tea bag. And old Mr. Cod just pounced on it. And remember, these guys, they don't want to go too far from home for a feed. They just want to eat and sit. As far as technique goes, just keeping it nice and simple, keeping it close to the bottom. That's where the cod live. Little short jerks, and every now and again chucking a big one. No particular reason for the change up, just a bit of variety. Also moves it along the bottom. So as your drift, your jig's moving down, so just jumps over. And then every kind of 30 seconds to a minute, make contact with the bottom again. My dead set must have landed right on that guy's head before. Well, no more love off that mark. The fish that I was seeing sitting up off the bottom, they moved on, so I'm assuming they were bait. I'm gonna go for a little wander now and just see what I can find, see what life I can find, see if I can find something worth a drop. The wind seems to have come down a little bit, and still a bit of bump on it, but nothing crazy, nothing unmanageable. Yeah, I'm just gonna cruise along, use my contour lines and my C-map reveal, look for areas of interest, and then just cruise through and see if there's fish on it. Do it the old-fashioned way. No one else out here though. Not sure if I'm the only crazy one or everyone else missed the memo. Ah well. Well guys, I've opted to stay with the 250 gram jig. It was getting down before pretty well, so I'm gonna stick with that. I could have gone up to a 300, but this one's worked already, so I don't want to change the winning combination just yet. It'll just take an extra minute or so to get down that extra depth, but that's fine. That's fine as long as it comes up loaded, goes down empty and comes up loaded. That's what we want. Oh, I really hope to get a hook up out of this. 280 meters and a good show. That's a fair bit of life. Fingers crossed they're hungry, whatever they are. So, well, that's the barcode on the jig ticked off before. Maybe a nice flame tail or ruby snapper. That'd be nice. That'd really get Shauno jealous. But to be completely honest, I'm happy with anything that's not a green eye or a deep sea ball sack. I could happily go to the whole day without a ball sack and be happy about it. Happy. Probably not say happy so many times in the one sentence, but I'm already happy. That's the main thing. Now, the fish that I saw, they haven't come back up on the sounder yet, which is probably a good thing. Hopefully by the time my jig gets there, they're just starting to show. Last thing you want is to be the start of a 200 meter or 280 meter for this drop. Start of a 280 meter drop, and there's fish going, and then by the time you get to the bottom, no fish. I'd rather work it for 50 meters as we drift back onto them than miss them. It's a long way down, it's a long way back up. You want to be fishing when you get there. Actually, another thing worth touching on is obviously I'm solo today, I'm in my own boat. Because I am out this far, and I think it's a good practice to do whenever you fish solo and you're kind of away from people. Obviously there's no other boats within, well, I can't see any boat at all. I've got my life jacket on, my PFD1 inflatable, and I've got this little contraption. I don't know if you've spotted that already or not. That is a PLB, or a personal locator beacon. Now, I was in at BCF last night and they had these guys on sale for club price. And I thought that is absolutely too good to go past. So I picked one up, and they are a fantastic thing to have on your person while you're out here fishing solo. Now with your regular EPIRB, obviously this isn't a replacement for that. You still have to bring your regular EPIRB, but this just means you've got it on you. So if you're just, you know, washing your hands over the side and you slip over and into the water, then you've got an EPIRB with you as opposed to one that's still in its cradle somewhere on the boat. So this way, oh, I'm on the bottom. Oh, I'm on the bottom. Am I on? I'm not on. Oh, we're on. We're on. Doesn't feel big. Please don't be a ball sack. Might change to a 500 gram after this, I think. Yeah, there's definitely something there. Please, please, please don't be a ball sack. Colour. Oh no. Oh no. It is the green eye, and I don't know what that other thing is, but it's through its eye. What in the tarnation? Green eyes you got to watch out from. They've got a spine on their tail there, and apparently they'll happily use it on you. Ugh. Have a go. Oh, now there's a show on the sounder. Have a go at the hook up on this guy, and also, what in the tarnation is this guy? It's like a deep sea grinner, but the hook has gone through his eye. Yeah, look, a bit has gone on there. A bit has gone on. Oh, sorry, bro. There you go. Anyone? Oh, have a go at the colours on it. Anyone willing to ID that guy? By all means, do so in the comments. I have absolutely no idea. But what I do know is I just wound up 280 metres for a green eye and what looks to be the deep sea version of a grinner. Could be like a deep sea whiting. They might be awesome eating, I don't know. I'll have to find out though, because he looks pretty bony. Oh well, let's drop again. It's time. 500 grammer. Just don't forget to take the plastic off the hooks. Drop it down pretty well 300 metres. I'm wondering why you can't get a hook up. That would be why. Oh. Nice squiddy colour. Not too much glow, but not no glow. Perfect combination. We're on the bottom with the 500. Yeah, we're on. Yeah, we're on. You know it's not good when you can just crank them up. Might have stumbled on the bloody green eye nest. Oh. Wow. I'm pretty sure that's a gemfish. I am pretty sure that's a gemfish. And I'm pretty sure, oh, that camera's not on. I'm pretty sure they're good eating. That's pretty cool. Tick that one off the list. I'm happy about that. That's a win. Sick. Whoa. This guy's got some serious serious dentures on him, but I'm pretty sure that is a small gemfish. I will seek clarification from the deep water specialist, but if it is, how good is that? either way, it's a new species. It's always a good thing when you kind of go, what is it? Well, I think it's this, but I got no idea. You ripper, from 280 meters. Hopefully he's got some bigger mates or some different species down there, but that's not a bad start. Well guys, I'm going to cross to the dark side for a little bit and see if that improves the catch rate. Have a go at my sinker. That is, yeah, it's not as pretty as the one Sean made, but it'll do the job. It's 2 snapper leads taped together, end on end. That'll get them down. Beautiful. Same rig as last time, and I've got slimy mackerel and yakkers. Hopefully there's still some life down there. I've got a bit of life showing on the sounder now. They would need a jig, so I'm going to see if they'll eat a bait. Righto. If I can get all these to go down without tangling them up, that would be awesome. And we're dropping. Come on, duskbarry. Well guys, we're about to lose the sun. I'm still out in 220 meters, and just gonna have a little bit more of a look around. As you can see, the weather has glassed out like it was meant to, but it did it now instead of 4 hours ago when it was predicted to. But don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We got a barcod. We got a barcod. First drop, or first proper drop, and a couple other random things. Gonna have another bit of a crack out here. Still got light. You probably won't be able to see much with the camera, but I'll light it up if something happens. If not, catch it home. Not many fish, but good to search out the area. Good to see what's around. Plenty of potential out here, I reckon. Plenty of potential. Righto team, it is filleting time. Oh, it's harder than it looks one-handed. But before we fillet, I want to know if this barcod is bigger than the ones we got out with Sean. So I think the biggest we got with Sean was about, I think it was like 5 kilos on the nose. So I'd really love to beat that, just to stick the wind up Sean even more. If I don't show you the screen, can you just take my word for it? That's 15 kilos. Bugger. 600 grams off. Have a go at this for slime. Barcod are renowned for being one of the slimiest fish in the ocean, but I have found if you leave them on ice overnight, this is only what I've checked out over the last 2 trips where we've actually caught them, you can hose it off pretty easily. Other people reckon you can do it with a gurney, which I reckon would be even more effective, but regardless, they are tasty, tasty morsels. And I'm not unhappy with that. 4.5 kilos. I know they get a hell of a lot bigger, so my aim is to get one over 10 on a jig. I reckon that'd be a good tussle, and of course, a lot more tasty, tasty fish. Onto the mat you go. Where's my little... I did get confirmation. This guy here is a small gemfish. They get a lot bigger as well, but Shauno reckons he used to get them down in Sydney and they're pretty good eating, so I'll be the judge of that. Like a big whiting fillet. Savage fangs on them too. Have a go at that. That would really ruin your day. Anyways, that's my filleting effort for the Savo. Better get stuck in before I lose the sun. I almost forgot about this little guy. I still have no idea what it is. I forgot about him. I just found him in the esky there. But I'm going to ask the powers that be, and hopefully they can ID it for me. My guess is some form of deep water grinner, whiting, flying fish, crash, bar tail, deep sea ball sack, green-eyed shark. Yep, that's what I reckon it is. I don't know if you can see, but the scales on it are like full on holographic. There's green, obviously you can see those yellow spots, but there's green and blue and all sorts in there. Pretty little fish regardless. I'm not going to eat this guy. Obviously he was pretty cooked with the old assist hook through the brain, but yeah, still another first. This is another PB, one of those things for me, so add it to the list. Now, I did forget to ask Shauno if you can eat the skin on these guys. It does look like they've got like a mackerel scale, but I'm going to skin it just to be sure, and obviously skin the barcode. Now, I did have someone say that they make awesome fish skin chips. I probably won't try it this time, but I reckon they'd be damn right, because coral trout and all that jazz are pretty good at it, so this guy I reckon would be just as good. Have a go at that. They were like big whiting. That's beautiful white flesh on them. I'm excited to try that. Don't know what that was for. These ones are better. I'm excited. Cod and gemfish done and dusted, ready for the table. I'm definitely excited about eating more bar cod. This stuff is absolutely exceptional. Gemfish, well, that's going to be a new experience. I'm excited for that too, but I do like when you go on a trip and you've got some delicious fish to show for your efforts. Happy selfie. Well guys, it is time to kick back, have a beer and cook up the feed. So for everyone watching with a beer, like always, cheers to you guys. Hope you're having a good one. And most importantly, hope you're enjoying the episode. Now, unbeknownst to you, it is Friday. And that only means one thing, it is pizza night. So you heard correctly, we are cooking pizza. Now we're not going to be cooking just any old pizzas tonight, no Hawaiian, no meat lovers, nothing like that. Of course not, it's going to be seafood related. And this time we're doing a bar cod and prawn pizza. And to tell you the truth, I'm pretty damn excited about it. This is a nice simple recipe as well, very easy, very good to impress people with. And it starts off 20 minutes before this moment right now, putting a whole garlic clove, cut the top off it, and putting it in the oven. Now that's roasted garlic, believe it or not. You wouldn't read about it. But what we're going to do, should have got a butter knife out, is going to peel it and add those little soft, squishy kernels now. I don't know if they're called kernels, cloves. Cloves is actually the word, my bad. Cloves, chuck them in a bowl. And do that for probably, it depends how big your garlic clove is. Probably need, I reckon, eight nice size chunks in there. Now, once you roast garlic, I find it's not as strong. So don't freak out. Don't freak out. Like, you probably won't get attacked by vampires the next day. It's on that level, but it's not like supercharged garlic. So, yeah, go to town. Righto, I'm only making one pizza today, just enough for me, so I reckon about that much will do it. There's a fair whack there. Then just grab your spoon and mash it up. Now you'll notice it goes into a garlic paste. That's exactly what you want. What I didn't tell you is we're going to be using that garlic with tomato paste to be the base coating of our pizza. I really need to work, oh my goodness, on the technical terms. Oh goodness me, after you wrestle with your tomato paste for the last half an hour, again, only chuck in enough for one pizza base and then just stir the whole lot through. Now don't worry if there is larger chunks in your garlic, bit of texture is fine. Bit of texture is fine, adds to the rustic appeal. And now it is time to paint our base. I assume that's the technical term. Invest in some gangster pizza bases. You don't want to get the crap generic ones. It's no fun at all. Also, if you want to flex your culinary excellence, probably the perfect time to bust out a pizza tray. Unfortunately, my pizza tray sponsorship fell through this year, so I've been reduced to this. Oven tray will work just fine. I don't know what just fell out of it, but oh well. Spoon on generously. Use the back of a dessert spoon, spread it right to the edges. Now in terms of toppings, you can really let your creativity fly here and go to town with just about whatever you want. I'm going to do the KISS method, which is keep it simple, Sammy. I'm going to start off with some anchovies. Now, if you don't like anchovies, particularly on a pizza, my first bit of advice would be to grow up. Anchovies are dead set the bomb. They're also hard to get out of the jar, but they are the bomb. You could also substitute in a bit of bacon, or prosciutto, something like that. What you're really looking for is that salty, really strong salty flavour. Being a seafood pizza, the fishy flavour is also really good, but if you're not as advanced in your culinary skills, you can substitute something else until you learn to appreciate food. Don't go overboard though. No need to be too crazy. You just want to taste. You don't want to get punched in the face by a small pilchard. Now next up is our fresh seafood. I've got my bar cod cut into small little chunks, and I've got my green prawns. These are green banana prawns, which I caught earlier in the year. I'm going to keep them whole. They're going to look heaps cooler on your pizza. You can always cut them up fine if you really want to, but I reckon whole is going to look cool. I've deveined those as well. Probably pretty important to do that, particularly if you've got guests over. And you want to place them sparingly throughout your pizza. Remember, you've got to put your chunks of cod on there, so you don't want to go overboard. It's sparse. Sparse is a good word. Now the reason I've chosen bar cod, apart from the fact that it's absolutely delicious, is it's very good cooking wise, very forgiving. It's very hard to overcook, particularly on a pizza where you might need to leave it in there for a little bit longer so everything else cooks. That's the size I'm putting on there. Before you do chuck it on your pizza though, lay your pieces out and you just want to season them with a bit of salt and pepper. Then place them in the gaps, salt and pepper side up. Again, don't overload it. Now keep in mind you can do this with plenty of other fish as well, like snapper, heaps of reef fish, coral trout, all those sort of things that don't dry out real easily. Your pelagics will be the ones that really stuff you up. You put a piece of wahoo on a pizza and you'll be eating cardboard in like 10 minutes, I reckon. This one's looking good. Now, next up is our vine-ripened cherry tomatoes. Chuck them on whole. You probably could cut them in half, but I don't want to. I'm going to use these pretty sparingly because once they cook, they kind of open up and let all their juices go everywhere. Probably should have got smaller ones, but well. Here's a little progress shot for you guys playing at home. Next up, a few fresh basil leaves scattered around the place. And now for the cheese. Now, I was originally going to put parmesan on here, but I was chatting to a mate of mine, Harry, and he recommended going some of this stuff. It's bocconcini. I don't know if that's correct pronunciation, but it's these little balls of, well, it's pretty well, it just feels like a ball of sponge, but red hot on pizzas, he reckons. Outplays parmesan pretty strongly. So I'm backing him in here. You'll actually see him. He's going to be coming and do some cooking with us on some of my upcoming videos, so keep an eye out for him. Shout out to Harry if you're watching, mate. And of course, pizza, load up on the cheese. Load up on the cheese. This is not like your traditional mozzarella, so these just kind of sink and melt down. So I'm going to chuck a few on because I like cheesy pizzas. Now remember I said everything was going to be nice and sparse, less is more? Well, I've completely ignored that and loaded it right up, but it looks unreal. Now I'm going to chuck it in the oven. It's been preheating on 150 degrees. I'll probably put it up to about 170. You should have been doing that while you're cooking. I shouldn't need to tell you that. I've told you that every cooking episode for the last, I don't know, 2 years. Either preheat your pan or preheat the oven. So in the oven, and keep an eye on it. I don't exactly know how long this one's going to take because I've put a fair bit of fish and prawn on there. I'd say from 10 minutes, keep checking because you don't want to overcook it. Just wait till you see the fish go opaque, your prawns obviously look cooked and your cheese start melting, and your tomatoes, they'll blister and start to kind of wilt down. But in the oven, and yeah, we're not far away from absolute culinary perfection. Well guys, just about done. It's looking absolutely unreal except for the tomatoes. I knew I should have either cut them in half or used smaller ones. They aren't blistered as much as I'd usually like them to be. You get that on the big jobs, can't win them all. But everything else is looking schmicko, so I reckon grab it out and have a bit of a chew.
You can see there the tomatoes are just starting to blister now. Would have liked them to go a bit further, but that'll do. That'll do. Apart from that, looks absolutely unreal.
That is looking pretty damn good, guys. Pretty damn good, even if I say so myself. Probably another good time to flex some more pizza utensils, like a sweet pizza cutter. I don't have one. This is probably going to be about 1,000,000 degrees as well, so I might finish off the show and then we'll do the taste test right at the end. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed the episode. My very first barcode. Glad you guys could be there for it. Shauno, if you're watching, sucked in, mate. I got one first. Too bad, so sad. Should have been here, not forward driving. Fishing's better anyway. Cop that. Sorry guys, had to get that off my chest. It's been weighing heavy on me. Apart from that, guys, if you want to support the channel, make sure you check out my website, www.sammyhitzkefishing.com. Plenty of awesome merch available there. We've got hats. Actually, I think there's only hats and key rings available still. But there's some more merch inbound, so keep your eyes peeled for that. If you liked or learned anything from this episode, make sure you hit that like button. Leave us a comment below. If you're new to the channel, there is new fishing action coming every single week, so you'd be absolutely outside your mind if you did not subscribe. How are we going on the temperature front? Oh, I think it's manageable. Now it is a bit of a juicy one, so there's nothing wrong with that. It's always good to get the juices flowing. Guys, stay on there. Guys, that is very tasty. That is very tasty. Sometimes I even surprise myself. Guys, you've got to give that one a try. And if you do, make sure you send me a picture because I'd love to see your creations. Hope you're all safe, hope you're all well, hope you're catching a few fish. And I'll see you next week for another Sammy Hitzke fishing adventure. Cheers, guys. Bon appetit.